Oh, good evening. We made it. Been a couple days. But hopefully everything is working as it should be. I changed some things around to try and make it easier on my broken eyes. Hello STP, how's it going? As I mentioned before, my He-Man Hulk baby smashed my glasses into a million pieces. So I didn't have glasses for a little bit. And so then I was like, okay, well let's just change around the setup, and then I'll have my tiny monitor running the game and I can just put it right up against my face so I can see it a lot better. And then in the process I somehow wrecked the DVI cable. I think I pulled something loose on it. So then I couldn't, oh shit, I need to load. Damn it. So yeah, like basically screwed up my entire setup that I had. Been playing Xenoblade, and I am stuck in the equivalent of Australia. That's weird. Mega Man 6. So I think we got three bosses down last time we played. But yeah, so I was running a few tests and trying to figure out if I could get full screen computer games running, PC games. And I was testing out the notoriously difficult KOTOR, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Okay, so Nightman beat Centaur Man, Centaur Man beat Windman. Windman, I was guessing, would beat Flame Man. I did a little bit of his stage, and he got the best of me. I don't even think I got to him, actually, so... let's give her a go! And you know, I already commented on the tastelessness of this level and the way Flame Man is dressed. It's all centered around oil, and Flame Man is wearing a turban, and just, yeah. A little much. What? Let's see if we can turn this TV down. That's the wrong button. There we go. That's a bit better. But yeah, I mean, so the weekend obviously didn't start off so great. With poor Orion sick. He had a pretty high fever. And then I was like, okay, well, you know, things seem to be kind of balancing out. So I'll try streaming on Friday, and then Justine messaged me and said that his fever was getting much worse. So things got a little scary, and then I was running all over town trying to find somewhere where I could find baby aspirin or baby Tylenol that we could give him to try and bring the fever down. Sick baby is not fun. I'll tell you that much. Just, you know, when your baby has a fever and you're like, okay, this could be anything. And like, there's not a whole lot you can do, and he's uncomfortable, and he's crying, and he's in pain. And... so yeah, I took a little late night stroll through some of Hamilton's seedier neighborhoods to try and find a corner store. You're sick. Oh, there must be something evil in the air. It's clearly a kind of curse. Everyone's cursed. Some kind of voodoo action against members of my family and people we interact with. But yeah, so I took Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I mean, I wasn't completely off. I was still kind of poking around and doing things and trying to figure things out because I'm naturally very obsessive. But just kind of needed a refresher. My brain needed a break. So yeah, I'm just trying to plan schedules and to-do lists and how to organize channels and stuff. I might end up making 2 separate channels for this. I think maybe one where it's just the playthrough videos and then having another one with like content from the videos. Oh. I don't even know what... Oh, well, he's definitely weak to wind. That was a good guess. But yeah, if we've got one channel that's like specifically like I play through the videos, post them, and then another channel where I make edited videos from all the content that I stream and everything. And that way it's a bit more of people know what they're getting when they subscribe to the channel. Oh. Wow, he's really weak to this, but I also don't like his... That was not graceful, but we got the best of him. We certainly showed him. He certainly couldn't keep his cool. Flame Man had a bit of a hot head. Yeah, F-Blast and Rush Power Adapter. Show me what the power adapter is. Nope. Fuck you, Dan. Would have appreciated a little heads up there, but... Okay, so that's 2 with nothing in it. So Flame Man obviously beats Blizzard Man. He looks stupid. He's got skis. We were at this level before. I think this was the first one that I tried. Just because he looked the stupidest, but that's not... That's usually the rule I follow, but it's not the way things are going this time, so it's fine. But yeah. Oh. No. No, no. You. No, no, no. Just don't bring your friends. I appreciate it. No. Fuck you, Dan. You don't deserve to exist. I mean, you're entitled to your opinion. I'd be inclined to disagree. But I mean, again, that's my opinion. I kind of like existing a little bit. Here and there. I really hope that the secret letter was not in that block. So I don't want to have to do this whole level again. Oh, nice jump. Yeah. So, I mean, there's just some differences and stuff in the sprite work and stuff. It's not quite up to snuff. It's just like the precedence, you know, the bar was set so high. Shit. Nope. Okay. Oh shit. Oh, he's dead. The best-selling game on the Switch offends me. What game is it? Is it Uncle Harry's Racist Tirade the game? Because that would offend me as well. Alright, so I gotta be careful because some of these have spikes. Everything sucks. NBA 2K9. NBA 2K19, it has a 95% discount. What? That's kind of deceptive background. I didn't think I would go through the railing. A tad upset. I didn't really agree with that, but, you know, we'll work around it. Oh, that was dumb. It's $3? Are they doing that on purpose? They're doing that on purpose. That's like a tactic for selling your book on Amazon. Make it free or next to free. Danger. Absolute danger. Oh, it's not even that? Oh, you know what? It's... So this is one thing, I mean, the things... the things are cool. But like, you don't get to see Rush really. He just turns into stuff and you wear him. Which, I don't know too many dogs that would appreciate that. But... Oh, there we go. Was that a burb? No, that was not the bird. Beat, we have to collect him. But for whatever reason, they didn't want to have Rush in the game, which is another really questionable thing that they did in this sequel. I don't really understand why. Probably... Like, my guess is that they were like, oh, people were really pissed off about rush mechanics in the last game. Let's just take them right out. It's like, no, fix it. Like, it wasn't broken in the first place. Why did you change it? Oh. Second is Cadence of Hyrule. Yeah, that game looks sick. I would really like to play that. Oh, good. I don't have to redo it. Timing is everything. Collection of mana is in 12th. Well, I mean, it is a classic, and it's a known classic, considered that by a lot of people. But I mean, when you think about like NBA 2K19, that makes sense. We just had the fucking showdown for all time on Circle Ball or whatever it's called. Oh, fuck. Really? Oh, that's upsetting. Final Fantasy VII is an 8. Cuphead is 5. We shall overcome all of these challenges, Robo friends. So yeah, things got a little out of hand today at the Raptors celebration parade in Toronto. A couple people got shot. I mean, don't ask. It wasn't me. I didn't do it, and I don't think that's a really fair representation of Toronto either. But then again, it happened there, so what can you do, right? I mean, it's just too bad. A lot of violence and stuff happening like after Raptors games, I noticed. Like a guy got stabbed in Hamilton after a Raptors viewing party. They left, and some guy, it's like a jealous ex-boyfriend, or didn't like the fact that his girl was with a bunch of other dudes. So he just like attacked the one. They didn't even know him. It's boop. I mean, it's not basketball related really, but isn't it? Isn't it always? Let's just draw unfair, confusing conclusions about these things. They were watching basketball, then he got stabbed. So clearly basketball is the culprit here. So we're gonna have to take all the basketballs, everything round even, and all baskets. Just hide them, erase them from history. That movie with Denzel Washington, Coach Carter, all basketballs will be replaced with, I don't know. Let's say, Martha Stewart's autobiography. One of the more unoffensive things you can CG in over a basketball. You know, it is weird to me when people say things like, oh, that baby's so cute, I just want to eat him. Or like, I just want to bite him. Or like, I don't understand the fascination with that. But also, sometimes when I look at my baby's face, I'm just like, oh my god, he's so cute, I just want to bite him. And then I find that really weird. That it's just like this bizarre urge in humans. They're like, this thing is so adorable, I have to chew on it. Is that like a leftover thing, or is it relatively new? Has it always been around? Asking the tough questions here on the Lazy Show. I like that animation. That would be a good profile picture. Make that like a GIF with the sound from like the last scene in Karate Kid. Oh shit. So yeah, rack up those deaths, Mega Man. Let's keep getting some tasty E-tanks. Okay. Yeah. Oh. Don't celebrate too soon. The controller is always waiting to get you. Always. Just brute force. No skill necessary. Yo. Oh. I'm gonna play some Mega Man. Aha! I've inspired you. Or is watching this just so painful that you're like, I can play this better. I need I need to watch somebody competent play this. Mega Man Legacy Collection 2. Oh, that's is that one like 7 through 10? Or 6 through 10? to wait 30 minutes for it to download. You'll be able to download it and beat it by the time I even beat this stage, probably. Blizzard, man! Oh, let's just keep going. Can't chase me away. Hey. Oh, I'm pretty sure I forgot to mention I did get new glasses, which is nice. Headaches. Well, I mentioned that I was trying... Okay, well... So, new glasses happened, and I was so, like, astounded by being able to see that I was kind of, like, dizzy, and, like, almost... I felt like I was gonna bump into stuff. It was kind of weird, but also kind of funny. And funny to everybody who just thought I was another drunk guy at noon in Jackson Square. And you say, how many can there be? It's Jackson Square around noon. That's prime time, especially in the summer. Yeah. Sadly, I bought the wrong collection. I wanted Collection 1 or Mega Man 11. Yeah. I mean, second collection has its merits. Like, 6, 7, and 8 are questionable. They're still good games, but I mean, 7 doesn't really stand up with the rest of them, I don't think. 8 is just interesting, but it gets extra points for the awful voice acting and the very odd choice of the giving Dr. Light a speech impediment. I mean, it's famous now. It's but also, like, including Mega Man 9 and 10, bringing back, like, the NES hard level difficulty and the original sprites and everything. That's really cool. I'm dead. That's bad. 4 days off is not... doesn't work with Mega Man. I lost my Mega Mojo. My Mega Mo... No, there's nothing. But yeah, I mean... The collection, you know, has its merits, like, again, 6, 7, 8. I mean, they're there for completionist's sake, really. But they couldn't just be like, here's the second collection, and it's just 9 and 10. Oh, so the wee bab is in the Jolly Jumper. He fucking loves this thing. If you don't know, for whatever reason, Jolly Jumper is just a bungee harness for your kid. They get strapped in, hang it somewhere, and then you just suspend the baby from the ceiling or a door frame, and then they just jump and bounce to their heart's content. And like, we can put him in this thing for... He'll stay in there until he's like ready to come out, which is sometimes more than an hour. He just really enjoys his time. And wouldn't you? Oh, that worked. I didn't think that was working. But he just kind of spins around. He's getting a bit better of a hang of it these days. I think when we first put him in it, he didn't really get what was going on, and he only jumped on one foot. He just kept his other foot, like his other leg, raised. And he would just jump in circles and just laugh. Like, ah, you're doing it wrong. You know what? No, it's fine. You'll figure it out. Ugh. So, oh shit, wrong one. The redeeming factor of these rush power-ups is that they're chargeable as opposed to you have to fill them up. Fuck. This level isn't even hard. I'm just not playing well. And that's okay. Crust is just a part of life. I can't believe people that speedrun this shit. I was like looking at speedrun like times for Mega Man games. They're all like within a half hour. It's like Mega Man 5, 35 minutes. It took me over 6 hours the last time I beat it. Which is just ridiculous. Just thinking like, how fast would I have to do it, really? And maybe there's a Mega Man game that like nobody has a time on. That's the problem with speedrunning. Speedrunning became very popular and people are looking for some kind of notoriety through speedrunning for literally anything. As long as you get on the board, that's all they care about. So there's people speedrun. There's probably like speedrunning records for like win, lose, or draw and Jeopardy. I've actually seen those on people's channels. People have speedrunning. Personal best record for Jeopardy on NES. And it's just like not a race to the top, just a race to be first. In a lot of cases. I'm not even sure if this guy's... Oh, he's fat. Fuck. Oh! There we go. There we go. Take your ski trip. Go back to Vail, Colorado. Take your stupid scarf. It's like mid-June and it still feels like we're just getting out of winter. We're not getting the summer. It's not coming. It's like gray and it's like cold for most of the day. It's winter in Australia. That is true. They wear hats on their feet and hamburgers eat people. Alright, Blizzard Man also down. Okay, so Blizzard, I'm guessing, would beat Plant because cold. The logic of this is just Flower fancier. I gotta put that on my Twitter profile. Oh, I recognize these. There's a rideable version of these guys in Mega Man X2. And that grasshopper looked like it was... There was a similar guy from Mega Man 4. So yeah, it's kind of interesting to see some of the, like, not similar assets, but like reused ideas or like concepts for enemies Because this is when they're developing Mega Man X. And X and X2 were pretty close together in terms of development. Yeah, fuck that guy. What do you think Tomahawk Man is? You know, it's funny because I played the level and I missed it. I didn't even realize that it said stuff about them, so I'm gonna have to go back and check and see. I bet there's some really funny shit on there that I completely missed. Meme fodder, and I'm letting it slip through the cracks. Not doing my job as a variety streamer if I'm letting memeable jokes and quotes and pictures just fly away, but I guess that's why we record absolutely everything. Also vanity. Aw, farts. Whoa. Oh dear, okay. Oh, I got that. So yeah, Tomahawk Man is another one that's really questionable. Again, we talked about that last stream, but it's... I compared it to like a rich white suburbanite girl going to Coachella. It's this robot master being like, I can totally wear this. That sprung me a bit higher than it was supposed to, I think. I didn't... Okay. So let's... let's experiment. Let's get the mechanics of this down. So that I can... Okay. Alright. I like that. So no pressing the jump button around there. You can kind of like double jump. 6 minutes left till downloaded. Cha 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 cha. Boom 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 boom. It's like a a semi-Gutsman tank. So even you can hear the little Burby. Yeah. He's still in the harness, but he's not on the spring. And he likes to be swung around. And you can like make him dance like a marionette. And he fucking loves it. He thinks it's so gosh darn funny. Oh, good. I love that. And especially with a wonky ass... Oh. Oh dear. We got a lot of crazy mechanics going on. Oh. Something's gonna try and kill me. Yeah, there you are. The knockback is real. Oh! Jesus. You know, the basic aesthetic of this level kind of actually reminds me of Wire Sponge's level in Mega Man X2. Like, again, I guess it's 1993, so that's when Mega Man X1 would have come out. So the X2 would have been in development. Ooh, it's interesting to see all the similarities and stuff. Oh, farts! Can he dance if he wants to? Can he leave your friends behind? Because your friends don't dance? Well, if they don't dance, then they're no friends of mine. I mean, I shouldn't even have to say this. But here we are. Proud to come from the same country that brought the world Men Without Hats and the safety dance. Yes, Men Without Hats are Canadian. They are a group, I believe they're from Montreal. They were at, I think they were at Hamilton's Festival of Friends a few years ago. But I did not get to catch them. Poor me. I missed out on probably what should have been the most important day of my life. But I guess it'll just have to be my baby being born. That's fine too. My baby's at least half as cool as the safety dance. That's not true. He's fully safety dance. He does the unsafe dance. He like throws himself backwards and tries to and basically do everything to get himself hurt or killed. Fuck. I'm looking through my Switch album. God. I'm getting more and more frustrated that I keep making dumb mistakes. Nothing, I don't think, can beat the frustration of the end levels of Mega Man 4. I think that was probably one of the most ridiculous things. Because I just thought like, oh well, I'm at the castle level. Why can't I do this without fucking... Oh god. The fake slide keeps happening and it's pissing me off. So, some really awful stuff happened in Hamilton over the weekend. I mean, I don't enjoy being a downer or talking about overly political issues or anything like that, but might as well just bring this up as it's something that happened and I feel like it should be talked about. So it was Pride weekend. There was a big Pride gathering in Gage Park in Hamilton, and you know, everybody had organized it and everything, but unfortunately there were some protesters that decided to show up and cause trouble. There's a group of people who are trying to co-opt the Yellow Vest movement from France, saying that they're, you know, well, we're against government and the government is doing as bad things or whatever, and like, for the record, these people are not the same type of people. They, you know, they are not protesting anything worthwhile. They're just basically anti-Trudeau, anti-immigrant, it's a lot of gross kind of racist stuff that's happening. So these people have been meeting in front of City Hall protesting and just kind of showing up with their signs and their yellow vests and everything, and they're being joined by more and more aggressive groups and fashions that are basically like, you know, white supremacist fascist stuff. And so people, you know, started saying like, we gotta go down to City Hall and protest these people being there, because, you know, they're being allowed to assemble here, and they're getting more and more kind of brave in what they're doing. They're like following people home and they're threatening people, and not so great. So people went and then they attacked them, the counter protesters. So then the people found out about it and they were like, yeah, they beat up some people, they beat up a girl. So then a whole bunch of people showed up to protest these fascists and these white supremacists and everything, and so then there was a bunch of fights and they were like harassing people, and some people got hit and beat up by some white supremacists, and they were like attacking like old people that they didn't agree with, and it was just insane. So basically they found out some of the people who had been organizing the protest against them, and were like, oh, they're all people that are going to Pride and they were finding out about who these people are and threatening them and like planning to follow people, and it was just gross. There was like a contingent of kind of like Baptist, like religious people from the States that had come to protest Pride, and it's like, it's not even in your country. You came all the way over here to yell at people and everything. And then, so yeah, there was a lot of people, and they just went to go and cause trouble and try and get in fights, but then film the aftermath of people trying to get them away from the fights and the trouble they're causing, so that they can post it on social media and be like, look at how dangerous the left is, and look at how awful these people are. And like I saw the Facebook posts. I saw videos that were like edited that they were sharing, but I saw the original videos where they're like going and punching girls in the face, and it just sickens me. So they were chasing people, and they were following people after the events and beating them up, and they chased a group of kids through a neighborhood and were threatening them, and they went to like a martial arts dojo or space or whatever, and that one of the kids knew that they would be safe, and so like I guess police are investigating and stuff, but basically like the organizers for Pride had told them that this stuff was happening, and they were online organizing to try and like threaten people and hurt them and follow them home, and they told the police, and some of the police were upset because they weren't allowed to have a recruitment booth at Pride because they don't feel like they're being allies to them. And so there was even like police officers in uniform saying like, why should I have to do my job and protect you? You guys didn't even want us here. So that's what's going on in Hamilton right now. There's alt-right fascist movements rising and being allowed to spread and organize in front of City Hall, and now they're violently like assaulting people based on their sexual orientation or just their resistance to the movement. And this is just insane that this is in my city. It's insane that it is in our country. It's insane that these are the types of people that are being associated with our right-wing politicians right now that are like feeding off of this. I don't even know what to say. I'm very shocked, and I'm very upset that, you know, like, again, I find I keep having to say this, like, I can't believe that it's 2019 and we have to be dealing with this. This is the world my son is born into. This is the world that our daughter has to go and navigate through, and there's just this kind of shit still happening. This is stuff we learned about in history books. And yet now here it is again. And it's gaining traction, and there's misinformation spreading about what, you know, we're marginalized and we're the bad guy. We're not the bad guys, and, you know, like, they started these fights, like, look how dangerous the left is, and it's just insane. Politicizing all their violent urges and their just ridiculousness. It's really sad. So I don't know. I don't even know what the point of bringing all this up is. It's something that's really on my mind, and it's making me very upset. But I don't know. I guess all I can say is just like, be an ally. Let people know, if you can, that, like, you know, you are there for them. If they're people of color, or if they're trans or queer folk or whatever, like, just let them know that they can count on you. There's people that are just posting on Facebook like, hey, like, if you're somewhere and you feel like you're not safe and you need, like, someone to escort you or, like, help you out or whatever, like, I'm here, kind of thing. And and whatever you can do to kind of help out. But the fact that people just don't feel like they're safe walking the streets right now in this day and age, it's just madness. So sorry for ranting, but I'm just oh, good. You're just like my old buddy Woodman. Well, at least it oscillates in a way, so it's easy to jump at a certain height. Mega Man 7 to 10. I hate Mega Man's with unskippable dialogue. Yeah. I mean, the fact that you can speed up all the dialogue in the first 2 Mega Man games or whatever, that's helpful, but they did get a bit more cinematic and overly wordy and dialogue, dripping with dialogue. Okay, so we don't know where the 2 letters are in Nightman Centaur Man. I forgot. So what's the consensus here? Will Plant beat Tomahawk, or will Plant beat Yamato? What could it be? I'm trying to think. I fought both of them, but I don't really remember. I guess since we were looking for what Tomahawk... Actually, you know what? I think it might be Yamato. Yamato Man. Master of Spear. Solar Power. Plant beat Tomahawk? Oh, fuck. Damn it. Okay, well... I really wish that there was an exit. That makes me so mad that they don't have that. Oh, I got Jet. I didn't even notice that. Let's punch through this hole. Mega Man 6. Power Shoulders. Mega Man's power up. Shoulder pads. Now he dresses like an 80s businesswoman. He can wheel and deal with the best of the boys. Maybe that was the motivation behind shoulder pads for ladies in the 80s. Like a business thing, like to make you look more manly, maybe? I don't know. I'm not really sure. I wasn't really there. I wasn't really trend setting back then. Oh dear, there's a mini boss here. Oh. Alright, well, we got an E-tank out of it. That's cool. See, this is one of the cool qualities of the game. I don't like that it does this every single time. I know what it does already. This should have been when I got it. That animation should happen once. I don't need to see it every time. Okay, and now we're back on track. Boop. Oh dear. Whenever I see that kind of stuff, I'm like, oh, what unfair bullshit am I gonna have to deal with? And Jet, I can get up there. Yeah! That is cool. I do like that. Jet Mega Man. Oh dear. Let's jet. Oh god. Whoop. Really didn't wanna go here if I didn't have the power to beat him. Yeah, so as I was saying earlier, I was running tests. I got Diablo 1 working, which I'm excited about. I did an HD, I don't know if you call it a hack really, I guess, like an HD mod for Diablo 1. So that's exciting. I got that, I got the scaling down, and I captured it and recorded it, and it looks fucking sweet. So I'm really looking forward to that one. And yeah, I was trying to get KOTOR, Knights of the Old Republic, running. There was some weird stuff happening, but I think it might just be because I was running it on a smaller monitor. And I did another, like a widescreen mod for it. It seems to be easier to capture, but just because it's full screen, you have to do display capture. I was having a ton of trouble getting it windowed. I went in and there's the INI file. It's like a configure file or whatever, and you can go in and mess with the numbers and stuff. And so you can set like the full screen options, and you can say that like you can run it in windowed mode and everything. And but I kept hitting Alt Enter and it would just crash the game. So I don't know. I'll still do a bit of work because I still love that game a ton. I really want to stream it. And of course, like, just so happens that it's one of the hardest games to capture because it's just so fluky. It was buggy and weird, full of glitches when it came out. We all knew what it was, but... Oh yeah, no, nothing. Not even a little bit. This seems like a guy that could use a few tomahawks in the face. But yeah, for a weekend where I was like, I'm gonna take it easy. I still kind of was tinkering with stuff and trying to figure things out, but it's helpful to take a step back from the things you think you have to be doing, so you can kind of recalibrate and plan and, you know, focus on other aspects of the projects that you're doing, even, you know, I don't know. So I put some planning time into the schedule, like a couple hours on a Sunday evening, afternoon, evening, so that one day a week to just kind of be like, okay, how can I calibrate what we're doing and what can I look into to change things and everything. But I don't know, I'm getting like more and more excited about like making things and doing things and getting ready, getting project stuff ready, and which is a good sign. I mean, the fact that I'm like still finding things about it to be obsessed about, just kind of tells me that I'm doing the right kind of stuff. I just need to get it going. Oh, that him throwing his birdies at me, his badminton birdies, his shuttlecocks. I've rigged up. Oh darn. Don't you wanna play with me and my mega toys at my mega house? Master of Tomahawk. So they all seem like it's like Master of Fire, Master of Cold. Just that one. Flower Master, whatever it was, I can't even remember. Nope, shit, I didn't want that. I mean, I want it. It seems really cool. Nope. Should probably just keep it on all the time. He looks rad. There we go. That's what we want. I should keep it on. I should keep it. So I mean, in reality, this might be the better way to set things up, I think. At least for the retro stuff. Just having the stuff running on the small screen and then having computer stuff run on the big screen. Because some programs have to be running on that main monitor even when I have two. Otherwise they don't work properly. E-Tank? Thoughtful. You shouldn't have. I'll get that jetpack going just in case there's something crazy that I almost missed. He looks so graceful when he flies. Oh, okay, you gotta hold down jump. I love that. He looks so cool. Hooray! Omega Man, Magaga Man. The Latvian Mega Man. Magaga Man. I am here for Robo Shoot for you. I swear it's just as good, if not better, than a regular man. Pissing people off is easy. Hey, Topper. I can't remember his name. Chippy or Stinko or whatever. Let's take a trip. We already went the regular old boring ass way. Let's see what's in store for us over here. Hey. Oh dear, this looks horrible. Okay. Wow. Friends of jetpacks. Yeah. Hey man. Hey man, nice shot. Well, that's where we would have came from. Nope. Alright. Lesson learned. Don't be an idiot. Don't be an idiot and be friends with your friends. Oh, come on. Oh, God. So, I found a new British show to watch on Netflix, which makes me happy because I love a good British show. You know, I can't find Black's Books on there anymore. I think that was when we were like using a fake IP to make it think that we were in America. But Black's Books is a great show. But also, oh fuck, I can't remember the guy's name. It's gonna bug me. It is not what I thought his name was, but the show is Toast of London. The guy who stars in it is just one of my favorites. Like, he was so funny. He was like the boss's son on the IT Crowd, which is currently on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, you should definitely watch it. It's just, you should watch it, and then if you're into British humor, you should absolutely watch it. It's really, really funny, but like, this guy is just out of control. I just love him so much. Just the funniest dude. So he's got his own show where he's like a struggling actor. He's like an aging actor, but like he thinks he's really great, and so do the other people like that. Like, it's all just like these actors that are just way too into themselves and stuff, and interacting with each other, and just absolutely absurd. Very, very good. But the first time I saw this guy was on a little known BBC program called Garth Marenghi's Dark Place. It's a fucking whopper of a show. There's only 6 episodes, unfortunately. But also, like, I don't know if they could have done more than 6, really. So the whole idea is that it's like, okay, it's Garth Marenghi, and he's like this Stephen King type character who's like really into himself, and he writes these like horror books that are just like over the top. But he also like wrote, directed, produced, and starred in a TV series that was like based on books that he wrote. So the whole thing is built like it's like it was this show in the 80s, and then it's the actors talking about the show, and then you get to see the show. So it's almost like as if this awful, over-the-top 80s show existed, and you get to watch the DVD commentary of these actors. That's how the show is framed. But it's a soap opera, a hospital soap opera, but they treat it more like they're cops. Like, it's like an 80s cop show, hospital soap opera, but it's also a paranormal show because the hospital is built on like the hell mouth. So people get possessed, there's demons, there's ghosts that they have to fight. The practical special effects are purposely like, you can see the strings, and they're trying to kind of play it off as like it's not a big deal. It's amazing. I'm gonna use one of my 9 E-tanks here. So yeah, there's a lot of jokes that I often refer to, and I'm probably the only person on the entire planet. maybe like 3 other people. But it's so funny because it's just so bad. But like, there's a genius to how bad it is. Like, when it is a satirical show that is placed in a vein of like, okay, we're gonna do this campy 80s terrible thing, but make it seem like the people involved are taking it seriously. The amount of detail that goes into like how they act poorly, and how the camera moves, and the effects they use, and the music they use, and oh, it's brilliant. B. Okay, so there's a letter B somewhere in that stage that I haven't gotten. Fuck. Well, or did I get it? Yes, I did. I thought it was an E-tank, but it was a B. Alright. Tomahawk beats Yamato. But yes, Garth Marenghi's Dark Place. absolutely brilliant. I am astounded when people are able to pull off like mockumentary type stuff. I mean, you know, it's not obviously the mockumentary is Spinal Tap. They kind of almost invented the genre. There's been a lot since, but it's all about the subtleties. It's all about the very subtle things. So we went through this way and didn't find. Oh, looks like we're going this way. I say we didn't find a letter this way, but who knows? Maybe we did and we just didn't realize it, and I missed it. Excuse my suffering nostrils. I'm just an allergy magnet. I can't handle how stuffed up my nose is all the time. I've tried those, like, what are they? Like a little, whoop. It almost looks like chapstick, but then it's like really strong, like essential oils, like peppermint halo stuff inside. It's like, oh, it'll clear you up. And I mean, it definitely should and does, but it's temporary because my stupid body is just trying to kill me, that's all. It's not nothing against those oils, it's just my body's really persistent in trying to end my life, that's all. Looks like Bence is on the prowl again. That cat. I love him to pieces. Oh, he's just so cute. I just want to eat his face. Yeah. So yeah, we totally went through this way, and I didn't see any letters or anything. So I guess we just go the regular way next time. Make extra sure. I am playing Mega Man 9 and Jewel Man stage is stupid. Yeah, I think that's actually one of the few stages I have played in Mega Man 9. And those levels are crazy hard. I both am and am not looking forward to like getting to those levels, because the challenge is real as F, real as farts. Whoa, damn you. I don't like your unpredictability, sir. Alright, Yamato. Prepare to be tomahawked. Silver tomahawk. Gravity Man is super easy. Now hold on. Is there there's a Gravity Man in Mega Man 9 as well? Because there's a Gravity Man in 5. And if they outright, like, I know they were flirting with fire. Like, they did it 3 times. Flame Man, Fire Man, and Heat Man. Have you tried this? Oh, it's basically Gyro Man's. Oh, shit. There's an E-Tank. I'm not doing that level again. No, Universe Man. I mean, with a name like that, I almost would have preferred that it just was Gravity Man again. Universe Man. Like, what is... Is he the universe? Is he the Higgs boson? Beat E parts. Okay. Oh, do you just get the parts after you beat the guys? Okay, it's kind of interesting. Mr. X. So they're hidden in these levels. Solar power. Master of Mace Ball. Knight Man. Cool music on this stage. I do like this. This was just like a point in Capcom history when even their low point was still a high point by today's gaming standards. Actually, I kind of feel like a lot of the art and sprite style from Mega Man 6 here actually kind of reminds me of Hollow Knight. A lot of the colors that they use and just something about the sprite style and the background art and everything of this one specifically. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just my brain being weird, playing tricks on me. Or maybe I'm just unintentionally trying to be elitist in some way, where like I somehow know these nuances. Oh wow, it's totally this one specifically. Can't stand people like that. But it probably bugs me so much because it's something that I do and I realize it after and I try not to do it. I find that's a thing that happens a lot. When there's something about someone that bugs me, sometimes I realize it's like because that's something about myself that I'm annoyed with. I feel like that's something people were a bit more self-aware. They realize a lot of times when people are doing things that upset them, it's usually because they're mad at themselves because it's something they don't like about themselves. Give me the goods, y'all! E-Tank! E-Tank! Mega Man runs on E, confirmed. Oh yeah, this guy. Fuck you. Larry Sandwich Hat. I don't like that guy. Bite. I'm just racking up the E-tanks. Excuse me. Gross. Oh, the bouncy room. This place is crazy, y'all. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Yeah. Let's go the secret way, boy. Oh, you know what? I think it actually could even be that, like it's not necessarily that you have to beat them, but you have to go through the certain levels, like the certain parts of the level. Oh, fuck. Okay. Like, now that I've gone through this extra special secret gate, it should, fingers crossed, award me the new letter. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Or I have to beat him again. Get away from me, you freak! So... yeah, fuck this guy. Okay, there we go. That's a little better. So if you're too far away, it doesn't really come after you too much with that mace ball, but whatever, he's not so bad. Not so bad. But I am gonna have to re-beat Centaur Man. So it depends on which branching path you take and fight them in. Which, I mean, that's interesting. I'll give him that. Very creative way of going about it. Hey, hey, hey. I could probably... Hello, hello, hello. Test, test. I'm still reconfiguring settings and stuff. I feel like watching playback from recent videos, the microphone is a lot lower. I had it a bit more present in all my older videos. So, test, test, and test again. Always be testing. Dry battery. Ability unknown. What a mysterious person. What a mysterious cane. Oh, fish. Get out of here. Blocking up my waterways. Oh yeah, this level had the cool you're like the water is coming from the ceiling, but like raising and lowering. Very interesting level mechanic. I really like that. Boing. Who likes the party? Likes the party. Alright. Yeah, this part. So like you can extend your jumps by jumping through the water. And then you come out and you have regular gravity. Very cool. I wish that there was more of that. Like, I want more of that in the level. I want more of that in the game. I think it's radical. Point. Oh, hello, friend. Oh. Yeah, no, thank you. Totally cool. With me. Really thankful for everything that you've done. It's just, you know. That's a tough feeling to kind of reconcile having as a child. Like, you know, being a grown-up now and trying to be like, I like want to, you know, believe that I was a good kid and I was respectful and I did this and that. But I mean, when you're a child, there was always a couple gifts that you probably remember getting that you were like, fuck is this? You know, like, and like somebody got you a gift. You know, you should be so fucking thankful. Like somebody bought you something. It's amazing. Like say thank you. And you're just like, this is not what I want. And it's like a horrible thing to think that, but as a kid, you know, you just assume like Santa's a fucking psychic, same with the Easter Bunny, and like if somebody's gonna give me this present and it's like a video game, but you're like, oh man, I totally want, you know, well, like one instance of this, I was a bit older, so I didn't say anything, but I asked for Final Fantasy X, and I got Final Fantasy X-2, which is kind of like not really as good, and also it's just the girls, so it's kind of set up like it's like a girl game. And I was like, I opened it and I was like, Final Fantasy X-2, and then my mom was like, yeah, your sister said it was really good. Your sister really liked it. And I was just like, oh, thank you. Yes. You know? And I put some time into it. I was like, you know, I'm gonna throw caution to the wind, or that's not even the saying I'm looking for, but it's like, you know, I'll give it a shot. And it was not great. But guess what's on the list? It is on the Final Fantasy list. So I am totally gonna beat it, not just play it and stream it. I will absolutely beat it. I want to throw down every single Final Fantasy game I can get my hands on. But it was that was a moment where I was a bit more, you know, restrained or whatever. But I've definitely had those moments where I'm just like, oh my god, like, what do you say? I didn't want this one. Daniel Bryan, how dare you? Show some respect. Or like you get like, you know, I was a big Star Wars fan, and I remember my grandma Weiss, she would kind of buy like more random gifts. She would just be like, oh, you probably like this. And so my mom must have told her like, oh, he loves the Star Wars. He loves him a good Star War. So they just found this thing with like Darth Vader's face. It was the weirdest. Like I did play with it a lot, but it was the weirdest thing because it was like a handgun. So I'll try and describe this as best I can because it's really weird. So it was like a handgun, but it also had like a reverse Plinko type setup. So like you would shoot the gun and it was like pinball. So there were like a couple balls and you would shoot the ball out of the gun, and then all of a sudden it was like in a plastic ramp into this big rounded square that was on top of the handgun. And then there would be all these different like little catcher things to try and catch and get the points in with the balls, and then you try and get a high score. So it was like a cup and ball to the extreme, but it was because it was a handgun, but also like the cardboard backing for this whole staging area of delights was Darth Vader, but like very subtle. So the thing was, it was a few years before I even noticed that it was Darth Vader. I didn't even see it because it was a black background with stars, and Darth Vader is in there, but he's very transparent. He like is just his face mask. He blends into the background, and it's just like what it says whatever on top. I can't remember what it says. So now that I'm like thinking about it, this is like an insanely rare toy, or it's like bootleg as fuck, because I've never seen it like since anywhere. But yeah, so it's just like, oh, Danny loves handguns and Price is Right and Star Wars. It's just like such like a random gift. Ooh, I love the background in this. It's vibrating quite a bit. That's a bit weird. That's kind of unstable. Probably not supposed to be happening, but it's okay. So yeah, that was a weird gift. Trying to think of other bizarre gifts that were like given to me, possibly by mistake. just those kind of gifts, you know, where it's like this could have been given to literally anybody. It just fell into my lap. Like this. Okay, try this. Oh, okay. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. Jet Mega Man. Use your jet thrusters, Mega Man. Jesus Christ. That's a clip. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Mega Man, we can patch those holes up. Roll, get me the duct tape. Jesus. Nope. There we go. There we go. Okay, so let's try and be a little more careful. A little more liberal on the jet usage. Why? Alright, maybe we can find a happy medium between flying head first into murder spikes on the ceiling and not using it at all and just plummeting to my death. Can we do that? Can we figure this out? Can we compromise? What a fucking waste. So, okay, let's try a few things first. Let's dip our toes in the water here. Okay. There we go. That is how you jetpack in the 21st century. Oh shit. Okay, so there we go. Gotta be fully charged to freeze them. That looks suspicious. Also super deadly. How am I gonna do this? Do I have to slide that? Oh, I'm dead. Stupid, Dan. Really stupid. I mean, what could be behind that wall? Like a free life? another E-tank. Like, I'm already... There's my free life. But, I mean, we all know that I'm gonna keep trying until I get it. It's just the way I am. I'm curious to a fault. And especially when a video game spits in my eye like that, I can't let that go. Oh dear. What we have here is a failure to communicate. Hey! Yeah. I shouldn't be getting to know this first 20-30 seconds of the game so well. Yeah. Alright. Mega Man, he's the most megaest man in the whole wide world. Man. So, let's just give it a shot. I'm gonna see if you can slide once these things trigger. Excuse me? Excuse me? That was not supposed to happen. I almost bit the cyber bullet. What are you? Okay. I am getting furious. Furious D. That's what they called me in the Navy. Oh man. That is horse cock. I'm sorry, but everything about this is just awful. I'll get in there. I'll get in there. Give him the old Cliff Clavin. Nope. I think you gotta be able to slide. You gotta be able to slide that. So the fiendish Mr. X thinks he can best my brains. Ho ho. It is to laugh. Oh he. We're gonna get you. Fucking. I was checking out Reddit, like subreddits for content creators and stuff like that. And there's a whole subreddit about like, oh, let's plays and things. And I was reading about it, and someone was asking like, hey, like I want recommendations for like mature let's players. So off the bat I was like, so like are you looking for like a 50+ grandma to to play Contra with? Or I wasn't really sure what he was getting at, but they were like, it seems like a lot of let's plays are geared to more towards kids, and they're just kind of immature, or they swear too much. It's like, so it doesn't have to be family friendly, but I just want like a more chill person who does playthroughs and let's plays and just doesn't really swear a lot. And I was like, I can't give this guy my business. Or he can't give me his business. Which is unfortunate. I mean, I would like him to come and hang out with me. I want people to come and hang out with me, but also I want the right people to come and hang out with me. I don't want somebody to come and be like, you swear too much. Excuse me, sir. You got too many swears. Because then it's like, you know, I don't even mean to half the time. It just comes out that way. I'm getting really pissed off about this. Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah, see, there it is. I didn't even mean to that time. It just kind of happened. So, I'm trying to... Oh, you can't slide wearing that. Interesting. Whoa, come on. Can you walk? Can you walk across that? Like... How would you even do that? I know I shouldn't be obsessing over this. This is very silly. But then again, what's in there? Could be anything. Could be a boat. All right. I think maybe we should just walk on. At best, it is another E-tank, and I'm at capacity. I can't take any more E. Ooh. Capacity. Boing. Oh, I want to know so bad though. But like, alright, let's just even see if I can just like walk across. No. Oh, you bastard. You bastard. So do I basically gotta like just haul ass and try and jump towards it? I don't even know. What would constitute me getting through there? That is a very interesting spot for that. I'm just gonna leave it. I gotta let it go. I'm not gonna be able to sleep tonight because now it's gone. I'm gonna just leave it behind. I am probably gonna look it up. Just gotta know. I gotta know. What the fuck was it? There we go. Oh, that was close. Close. Don't fall down, close. Too close. I do worry that maybe my mic levels are a bit low, but bye E. Yeah, like I should have been here like 20 minutes ago. But I'm just such an idiot dick. Oh, what? Just like perfectly circles around. Why? Why are you this way? Really? Ayo. What do you do? Oh, this is gonna cause trouble. Ah, what? Oh, you're gross and I don't like you. Oh my god, okay. Not the best place to find oneself. Oh, wow. Nope. Nope. Get away from me. Oh, good. I didn't die. Oh, I saw those glowing things. I was like, oh god, something's gonna fall, but... Oh! That was almost a tragedy. What? There's a door there, but then there's another door? Oh, the different way. Alright, well, we got to the door. I don't know how far back I'm gonna get sent when I die. Oh, gross. No. So it looked like that night thing was a good smash in the face for that robot. Let's just keep that going. Just keep this whole mace ball thing happening. What? Oh, you can only hit them at a certain time? This is very silly. Just gonna... Nope. I'm about to get a game over, of which I am very angry. So I can only hurt them when they're open. Do not like. I shall press the unlike button. Oh, maybe this? Okay, I'm hitting it when the things are open there. Ugh, gross. Oh, discovered. So you gotta hit them in the little thingy at the side there. Might not be that it's Yamato Man, it could just be that I wasn't doing it properly before. Regardless, you are dead. I feel like I was hitting him with the regular gun, and nothing was happening. So let's just go with that. Let's just go with maybe Yamato. I mean, at least by that point I had figured it out. Oh. Oh, no. super not stoked about this whole idea of surprise, motherfucker, the invisible floor. Thought we were past that. No, no, no. I said no nonsense. What? I said no nonsense. It just slid out of nowhere. But we got all our weapons refilled for free. All we had to do was die horribly. Everything is wonderful. Hey, yeah. Yeah, I don't need that. I don't need that scum. Do you think doing drugs is cool? Do you think doing pot is cool? Well, I got news for you. It's not. Oh, that looks suspicious. Just gonna play this one as safe as possible, maybe. So it gives you a little bit of time. A grace period, if you will. This is gonna take me down. So let's see. Oh, this is also gonna take me down. I wonder if that's a split path. Probably not, actually, because you would expect the surprise one to take you away from something. Or maybe it is just a pit of death. Oh, fuck this. Get away from me. Like, don't be near me. Let's not talk. How about that? Hmm? There's something I can't stand about the robots in these Mega Man games that just do not respect your personal space. It infuriates me when you just like, you can't get any clearance, you know? Like in real life as well as the game. I mean, respect people's personal space. I don't care if you're a robot or a real human boy or girl or non-binary gender fluid in between. That's fine too. But respect for personal space. Some of these robots have just not. They're close talkers. They're close talkers. I've dealt with more than my fair share of close talkers. I mean, like, you play a lot of gigs, you talk to a lot of people, both business-wise and, like, people want to come and talk to you after. The worst, though, is that sometimes, as we talk about personal space, let's keep that keyword going. Personal space. So, there are some who are fans of the performance. You know, they'll come up and they gotta let you know. And they're excited and everything. And usually there's alcohol involved, not always. But they'll, you know, get right up in there. They'll give you a big hug and they'll spill beer on you or like get near your stuff while you're trying to pack up. That's another scary one. Whoa! What even is going on? Something tells me the night thing because you can control it. So there's people that just gotta let you know, hey, you're the best. That was amazing. Yeah. you know. I am just literally getting hit by everything. Can't. So the next level of this is like I said, like, okay, you're trying to tear down gear and everything, and they're like up in your grill. And then beyond that is like they try and come on stage or like enter the area, the no-go zone. It's like you are clearly not supposed to be here unless you are currently playing. So sometimes people try and get on stage because they think it's funny, or they'll try and take a picture because they think it's cool. I've seen that. It's like, yeah, I'm so rad. I got a great Instagram picture. Okay, now I can go. It's like, oh, yuck. But beyond that... So we played a jazz gig once at Policeman's Ball, and the mayor at the time was in attendance, and I was like, man, we're playing jazz for the mayor, this is crazy. And like chief of police and all these policemen and everything, I was like, I didn't really expect to be doing this today. It was like a last minute call, and we were just kind of playing and everything, so I figured this would be a classy event. Turns out policemen like to drink. So we are the jazz band playing jazz. And then all of a sudden, like I'm reading and I'm soloing and I got my music up, and this guy is just beside me. Like very much in my personal space. Like, this isn't okay. And now he's kind of moving and he's like behind me and he's looking over my shoulder at the sheet music. And I'm thinking, like, who the fuck is this? And why do you think that it's okay for you to be doing this right now? Then he starts talking to me and is asking me questions, and then is asking me questions about the band. He's like, oh, who's the drummer? He's great. And I'm just like, I can't talk right now. Like, I'm soloing. Like, we didn't practice these tunes. Like, that's kind of jazz, but also like, I'm not the most experienced jazz player, so I gotta read all the tunes and like follow the charts, all the chord progressions and stuff. So that means like going bar to bar sometimes on some of these, but trying to make informed decisions on how I'm soloing. So I'm like dying as this guy's talking to me. I need to fucking concentrate. So then they're giving away these awards of distinction and everything, and they're like, okay, and to give away this next award, Hamilton Mayor Bob Brattina. And it was Jackass who was trying to talk to me while I was playing. He just like, spinning around his glass of wine, his snifter of wine. In just like the most ridiculously like stereotypical way. It was exactly all the stereotypes of like somebody who just didn't really get it, that you shouldn't be doing this. You're invading my personal space, you're invading the band's personal space. Don't be that person. Also, that guy is a Liberal MP now. I believe he won a seat at the federal level, so we have a prime minister here, and then he's got his different people who have seats in cabinet and everything. So that guy went from mayor to personal space invader to now he gets a publicly funded taxpayer, taken care of salary to make policy decisions about how things work in our country. Quite astounding. And, you know, I'm sure he's got some redeeming qualities, but in a situation like that, I don't care who you are. Get out of my fucking space. And that concludes this edition of Get Out of My Fucking Space. That really should be a reoccurring... people totally can relate to that shit. That's like, there's always gonna be another idiot who just gets in your space and shouldn't be. And it, you know, I don't know, like, these things aren't hard to wrap your head around. It's not like it's some mystery. You have to ask yourself, like, well, how close can I get to somebody? You know, like, if you're that person that's like, well, how far is too far? Where's the line? It's like, do you really need to know how close you can get without crossing it? That goes for a lot of things. This idea of a line. Tell me where the line is so I can get this close to making you or anybody else uncomfortable in a non-sexual or sexual or otherwise type of way. Just like, you're too close, man. You know, that's a long-standing argument of creeps with, like, girls. And they're like, well, where's the line? Do you really need to get that close? That, like, your behavior is gonna be, like, close enough that it could be mistaken, but it's not inappropriate, and you feel, like, offended because you're like, this is just how I am. Well, maybe don't be like that. How about that? Oh. Be a little more self-aware of how your invasion of personal space can affect others. Instead of being like, well, how close can I get? Where's the line? Very silly. Very, very silly things. But, you know, I'll give it this, like, humanity is not known for its self-awareness. This is pissing me off. I can't believe that. And I'm an idiot, actually, overall. It's super dumb. Look at that shit. Like, what? How am I supposed to get past this? I don't understand. Go away! Turn off your idiot brain. Start using your smart brain. Just a wee bit. Oh. There's just so much wrong with this. Ugh. Here's where the groans and the grunting and the frustration noises begin to collect. Pool. Like toxic rain. These are the levels that are just trying my patience and my resolve. Such a silly thing to decide to do. I'm gonna try and beat as many of the Mega Man games as I can. And the Mega Mans say, ha. The Mega Mans say ha. You want to make the Mega Mans laugh? Tell them your plans to beat them all. That's nice. Oh dear. Oh, I gotta get shit. No. Are you gonna be nice to me? Obviously not. Nice is not even nowhere to be so far out of sight that it's around the curvature of the earth. Yeah, I said it. Controversial idea in 2020, 2019, whatever year it is. No, you know what? It is 2020. I decided. 2020 theory. So NASA's been lying to us about what time it really is, and we're living a year ahead, but they're telling us it's 2019. Boom. Conspiracy born. I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. It doesn't matter that I'm gonna ignore all science contrary, hundreds of years worth of actual proven scientific evidence, because it's all conspiracy. Everybody's working against us. Why? Haven't figured it out yet. But when I do, man, we're gonna blow the roof off this thing. 2020 Earth theory. I just got a brilliant idea. I just got a brilliant idea. Let's start a fake conspiracy. How about it? Oh, this is genius. See how far we can, what kind of people we can get with this. Cause like flat Earth. I saw a truck the other day riddled with flat Earth bumper stickers, and it was like flat Earth theory blah blah blah.com and like check the evidence for yourself, and like NASA is lying to you and all this shit. So I mean, obviously messing with people, not always okay, right? But this is a very interestingly gullible portion, segment of society. These are the types of people that instantly believe fake news no matter what. The people that are like hardcore Trump supporters are the types of people that actually just literally believe whatever you tell them, but it like fits in with their ridiculous worldview. So I think that would be a really fun project. Just start a fake YouTube channel and a fake Facebook group and just make up a conspiracy theory. Have a fake website. We'll publish fake articles from people who say they used to work at NASA. And like we'll have officials from like Greenwich, because that's like Greenwich Mean Time, right? That's like where the date line starts, isn't it? Or something like that. There's like Greenwich. There's some kind of timeline that goes through there. I can't really remember. We learned about it in school years and years and years ago, but Greenwich Mean Time. That's like the halfway point from the international dateline is on the other side. So we just say like we have these fake officials who are, like I tried to tell the truth. Like I started getting upset and they fired me and threatened my family, and like the media's in on it because they're all reporting the dates, and like we're being lied to. And it's something, I don't know, it's very interesting because there was an actual chapter. I know I've been talking about this marketing book that I was reading by Seth Godin called This Is Marketing. There's an actual chapter in the book about conspiracies and conspiracy theories. And it's like kind of the psychology behind the types of people who believe these things. And he's like, it's important to understand this kind of thing because there is some aspect of marketing to it, and it does play into like the weird psychology of the human mind and how it's like there are just some things that people will just believe anything. And there's something to the element of it where if it's an unpopular belief, like it's a desire to be the outlier. You are the rational minority. Like, you have these crazy beliefs, but like you are like being ostracized for it. It's like building up a righteous psychological fight between you and these conspirators that are trying to trick everybody or do whatever. And I totally get that. I absolutely understand that. There's a desire to belong. There's a desire to be important. But it's like belonging in a tight-knit group where there is that feeling of it's us versus everybody. That kind of fosters a feeling of like importance. It's like you find meaning in this kind of fight, even though it's over something so ridiculous. Like, you look at these posts of people that are just attacking people about the fact that, like, how dare you say the earth is round? Like, this was proven by people hundreds of years ago. But now here we are in 2019. We've got the internet, and we've got all of human knowledge at our fingertips, and people are like, yeah, it's being manipulated, and you're all being lied to. The truth is out there. So it's like a double-edged sword, because you're more likely to get these types of irrational people working together and spreading ridiculous conspiracy theories. And I've always had a fascination with conspiracy theories, and like, I used to, like I've said, like I've kind of had fun with them and believing that, but then there was a time when we were getting really into it, and there is that desire of like, oh, like only a handful of people know, more people need to know, and like it's like almost like finding a crusade, something to believe in, and it's that like the less people that believe it, like it attracts a certain group. It's very silly and very interesting stuff, but I mean, we could totally just start our own home-cooked, homebrew conspiracy theory. Oh, something tells me I'm gonna get pushed into some spikes. So yeah, I think that would just be hilarious. Just kind of as like a social experiment, and also as, proof that anybody can literally just say anything they want. People will believe it. Some people will believe it, and then that just causes more people to be like, oh, what are they talking about? Why haven't I heard about this yet? And it generates like an interest. That would be so fucking funny. And I mean, I know that there's like crackdown on like fake news and that kind of thing, so you'd have to kind of watch out for that. But also, how far can we take that? You know, the idea that they're like, oh, you know, we're trying to differentiate the spread of false information, but I know that there's a lot of like hate speech type stuff that is being taken down, but there's stuff that isn't. There's stuff that's like, no, this doesn't violate our terms, but it totally should. And it's like, so you're willing to try and ban this stuff, but not this? This is clearly ridiculous. I clearly made this up. And see how easy it is for people to be tricked? That would be interesting. I think I'd like to look more into that. I know that's like a really twisted it's a very twisted thing to think up. But then again, like, you know, look at the stuff these types of people already believe. Like, it's really not even that far off. So, yeah. Oh, evil beat. Let's see if we can break this. Oh, hello. I like that. I don't like those things. Ooh, yikesies. Yeah, I just said yikesies. I'm sorry. I'll give you my personal home address so you can come and punch me in the face. Whoa, 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 whoa-de. Whoa-de, oh-de. Hmm? Could I punch it from a ladder? Could I eat it with pancake batter? Could this emo get any sadder? Yes. The answer is yes. Hi. Oh, Jesus, I hate those fucking rocket shields. No, don't. They sound cooler than they are. Rocket shields? Tell me more. No, 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 no. Don't fall for it. Height? Oh dear. So yeah, still no word back on my copyright claim dispute. Getting a little anxious just sitting and waiting. They have 30 days to respond. And it's probably been like a week. So I've got a lot more time twiddling my thumbs and waiting. And that's just waiting for them to tell me, like, yeah, we own the copyright to this. What a silly process. So that's another thing where I kind of want to be like, this is the process and it's flawed. Oh, no. I wanted that. I wanted that. I needed that to come with me. Fuck. I don't like that. Whoa. Too much. Okay, let's something. if I had just waited a fraction of a second. Alright. Well, you know what? Let's see what we missed. Hey, I know you. Pistol Pete. Okay. Please be careful, Pence. That equipment is expensive and it is on. Can't stay mad at you, fluffy little orange bastard. He's just the cutest. It is the closest you will get to having a Muppet running around your house, having a cat like this. They're so weird. You will have to brush him often, and you will have to sweep your place a lot. Maybe think about just keeping hardwood floors, keep the carpets to a minimum, because he's a hairy mother. Persians, just so much hair. Oh, that stays there. Damn. What the damn? Yar. Why did I jump into that? Why did I also try and jump into that? Oh, I was right at the gate. Alright, who next? Who next? Who next? Who next? Who we gonna fighting at? Oh, hello. Let's just try this. What? What? Okay. How am I supposed to avoid that? I am gonna use throw down. So this night ball tonight on Night Ball, the sport for night. Really is very silly sounding. Master of Mace Ball. I mean, yeah, like, technically, that is what it is called, I guess. Didn't want to have to use another one. Ugh. So the timing on that really sucks, cause like he's swinging. So how would you go about getting my scheme for world domination has failed, but I still have enough power to destroy you? Wily, in his wily chair. Let the final battle begin. In a whole other fucking castle. Because of course. Like how I missed. I wasn't really paying it. 3? 1, 2, 3, and then Wily. Ugh. I mean, overall, God, no. Alright, so aside from that stupid idiot thing that I just did, overall, these end game levels have not been that difficult, and the bosses have been actually quite easy. The swearing is to a minimum, so anybody looking for mature streamers and let's players, this is probably a good place to start, so that you listen to it and you're lulled into a false sense of security, and then by the time you get into a playlist and it's auto-playing while you sleep, your ears are being assaulted with cuss words, cussing up a storm. Oh my goodness, somebody stop them. How awful. You kiss your mother with that mouth. And my baby. Ha ha ha. You kiss a child with that mouth? What a funny saying. You kiss your mother with that mouth? No, I have a different one that I keep in kind of... I don't have my old retainer, but I still got the case, so I keep the mouth in there. It helps it from... to stop drying it out, and then I put it on my dirty mouth so that I have a different clean mouth. I wash it out with Florident, you know, that stuff for like cleaning dentures and stuff. Get a nice clean scrumptious peppermint mouth to kiss my mother with, and then I go back to swearing with my other regular dirty mouth. Oh! Can't get too comfortable on those fans. Get me out of here. Fuck. What a beginner's trap. Bull jive. I call bull jive. You heard it here first, folks. I call bull jive. I'm willing to bet they didn't think anybody should be able to get past that. Now first try. Get me up there. Ugh, don't take so long though. Pixel away. I mean, I keep using this in this stage right now, so. Let the funnening begin. Alright, so this one's getting a little silly. Not too far though. Oh man, there was a broken... There's a block I could have broke. So I mean, there's probably a good chance I'll get a game over, so I might be able to see it again. Why wasn't I using the jetpack on that? Very confusatory. Okay. Murder by death. Just look when I expect you to. I'd like you better if you were dead. Oh, wow. Huge hunk of horse shit. You know, I should find that person on that post and like link them to me and just be like, oh sorry, I didn't read your actual post. I just read the title that says you want mature Let's Players. And I'll just give them like, it's rated M for mature. These ain't your grandma's cuss words. This is like cuss words from fucking Planet Cockblast. This is the future of swearing. No, this is just a waste of time here. Having to watch that little cinematic every single time to make up for the fact that they didn't really put Rush in the game. It's like, well, maybe you should have just put Rush in the game. I mean, you feel the need to have this little cinematic here. Oh my god. The Frustrada begins. Frustratio. I'm gonna look at that later. Sorry, I'm just testing different sides of the mic. Like a diligent boy. Diligent boy, thought his microphone was a toy. Oh, man. There was this Australian, I think they were Australian. Maybe they were German, I don't know. No, they were Australian. Zeke. Z-E-K-E. From the mid to late 90s. Oh man. The album was like 27 minutes long, and all the songs were just like in your face. The album was called Kicked in the Teeth, and I don't think there was a more apt album name for any album ever. It's just so perfect. It's all just very in your face, straight ahead, just like like punk as fuck. Oh man, I loved that album. It was really good. But yeah, like the was that the Punch one? Yeah, the main title track, Kicked in the Teeth. Kicked in the teeth, fucked up beyond belief. Oh, so good. But then like the song that got us turned on to Zeke in the first place, me and my buddy Daryl. He was the guy that got me into punk music. And then I like really loved punk music, and then he was like the guy that was like, well, I got you into it, so I gotta be the most punk, like more punk than you. You know, he criticized me when I got a Rancid shirt because I didn't own the album. Oh, darn it. You know, one of those things. Grade 8 problems, you know. Fuck. Why didn't I just use the jetpack? But yeah, we I think it was Punkorama 3? Punkorama Volume 3, I think. It had whichever one, it was like an Epitaph best of. Epitaph was the record label that was started by the guy from Bad Religion. And it was like the record label before Fat Records became Fat Records. Which I'm sure nobody really knows what I'm talking about. I don't know. Who knows if people know their 90s SoCal music history. But all of these things are things that you should write down and check out, because they're all very important pieces of awesome history. But yeah, so Punkorama Volume 3, 2 or 3. It was the one that had a Freak Show Carnival cover, and the very first song on it was a NoFX song. It was the first NoFX song that I ever heard. And it was called We Threw Gasoline on the Fire and Now We Have Stumps for Arms and No Eyebrows. And I gotta say, that song changed my life. Absolutely. It just... That was like a Beatles moment for me. When people talk about like, oh, like the first time I heard the Beatles, like I got kind of shafted on that because I guess I always had the Beatles. It's always a big part of my household and in my family. But like I got that moment where like I got the Beatles, you know, or like, you know, I had heard Led Zeppelin before, but like the first time I like got Led Zeppelin. So listening to that, it just like, it was like opened this whole world of punk music. Like I was a huge fan of Green Day. You know, Dookie came out and blew up the whole punk music scene, and you know, every punk band suddenly was getting signed, and like, the alternative music craze was very punk oriented and everything, and so all that was going on. But I was in grade 8, and yeah, Daryl brought over this compilation and put that song on, and it just I don't know, just it changed me. It's a very important musical moment. I don't like that guy. I'm just gonna fly over him, see if that'll work. I'll probably get hit and knocked down about 1,000 million times, but whoop. Okay. Oh my god, this is so dumb. More me. It's not really the level. The level isn't really dumb. I'm making the same types of stupid mistakes because I'm not really paying enough attention. Ugh. Everybody freeze! I thought the Major was a lady, Mega Man Jet. Oh, this is tripping me up now. I'm so used to charging. Probably worth it, right? Right? Maybe a bit worth it. So I don't know why I'm keeping this on, because if you're falling, it's already kind of too late. But yeah, see, not really built for exactly that purpose. It's not a rescue device. You better be able to not need rescuing, I think is what they're trying to get across here. There, die. Die by my hand. Salt. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on. Okay. Freaky dicky. Come on. Jesus, just die. How many? How many hits? How? Ah! This is dumb. Okay, let's try it again, yeah. Pow, pow, power punch. Oh, it's Punch Man. Hello, I'm Punch Man. Okay, if we could just get along, little doggy. Get on with the show here. Anticipating that I'll be able to just clear this right up and just take this on the road here. No more tears. There's a little no more tears moment here. No more tears. No more tears? Alright! I can put as much in my eyes as I want. Oh, okay. Let's game the system here. Fuck. Okay. I'm gonna shift a little. And man, I hope we can get this off. Oh, how? Why didn't I just use an E-tank? It's all very, very, very silly. Very silly. Just got a Twitter post. It's like, it's a page I follow that's all about like 80s movies, 80s nostalgia and stuff, and they just like, you know, ask you questions. You know, it's just, it's responder content, you know, like it's just trying to get people interacting with their posts, which I mean, that's the point of social media, is getting people to interact with you and everything. I just saw the post and it said, what's your favorite John Candy movie? Hashtag 80s. I mean, that's a good question. As a kid, I loved The Great Outdoors and Summer Rental. Kind of spiritual. Great Outdoors is kind of spiritual sequel to Summer Rental. I believe, what's his name? Anthony, kid from 16 Candles and Breakfast Club. Anthony something. Anthony Hall, I think his name is. He was in, he was the son, I believe, in Summer Rental. Fuck! Missed it again. Let's just flash him away. Bye! But I watched them a few years ago. It's like they happened to be just like in the mood. I think it might have been some kind of thing where it was like, oh, it's John Candy's birthday. I think it might have actually been John Candy's birthday today or something, but... Oh, shit. That could be the John Candy posts. Ugh. Oh my fuck. Please tell me that I hit... Nope. No checkpoint. Not yet. But yeah, we watched Summer Rental and we watched Great Outdoors, and it was not as funny. I don't know. Like, it's not like it was like horrible or anything, but it wasn't very good. Obviously, you remember things very differently from when you were a kid. Like, oh, that's so funny. But like, really, when I think about it, the only thing I remembered was it was a John Candy movie. They go to the cabin. His brother was Dan Aykroyd, who was like a jerk. He had redheaded twins that were awful. And a bear got zapped in the ass by an electricity gun. That's all I really remembered as a kid. So then watching it, yep, all those things were definitely there. It just... I don't know. I've noticed this about older movies and older comedies especially. There's a bit more subtlety to it, and it's more like, it's not about like slapping your knee laughing the entire time. It's like, here's a couple jokes, here's a couple more jokes, like here's something funny, something silly's gonna happen. Oh, they're gonna make John Candy eat all the gristle off that 10-pound steak so they can eat for free. Oh my goodness. Like, so it could just be like, so many years have passed since these movies like came out, or since like I was like watching them as a kid. And so now it's like I've become accustomed to the new comedy, the new way of comedy that's kind of more hitting you on the head with stuff. Let's get Jet fired up. And almost had it. So it's possible that it kind of ruins older movies a bit. Well, older comedies anyway, because it's just, there's more subtlety to it. It's a bit more finesse with some things. I don't know. Maybe that's the case. I find like you watch older movies and they allow plot to move a lot slower. Things don't explode right off the bat. You know, most movies end up being slow burn, and it's more about like that build towards the end, the denouement. Oh wow, finish. It's like a slow climb. I find movies nowadays are like straight jumps up a sheer rock face and then it's over kind of nowadays. Which, you know, when I try and get people to watch like older movies or whatever, you kind of have to like almost have that disclaimer of like, well, like it's an older movie. Do you understand that like it's not, you know, you have to kind of think about, oh damn it, you know, almost like have that disclaimer, which is unfortunate. But it's just, there's a very different way of viewing movies, having entertainment be done to you. Oh, I just keep it on. Beep boop. Well, I still got 4 E-tanks. Oh, great. No surprise spikes, please. Hmm. Should I just go right ahead and maybe use that E-tank? I'm a little concerned because there's... I'm concerned because there's nothing wrong. Yeah, I'm concerned. I'm concerned. I don't even know what to do. Call in beat. Okay. I see what you're doing. Okay, that's not the one. That's not the one either. Haven't quite found what we need to do. One of these, maybe Dragon's got allergies. Oh. Nope, that's shield only. Oh yeah, girl. Wait. Oh, there we go. So you gotta hit him right on the nose. Okay. Blast this beast. Blast this beast from west to east. Oh, okay, I get it. Not gonna play that game, huh? So there's, and you gotta hit it very specific. It's more in the nose eyes region. This might go better. Nope. Nope. Okay. I mean, the C was working, but wait a second. You can't be serious. Surely you can't be serious. There we go. Okay. I was like, yeah, right. Freedom. Yeah. And here come the pretzels. The very, very specific area. Ooh. Whoa. Let's just get, there we go. I can't tell if it's like, nope. Too high. Too low. Dragon nose. Fuck, stop touching fire. Stop touching the fire. There we go. Get out of here. Frig off level. Yeah. Sorry about the noise there. If that was weird. Just adjusting me mic stand. Arr. Adjusting me microphone. Rawr. Tiger pirate. Arr. Growlbeard. Growlbeard the pirate. I have lost my mind. Have you lost your damn mind, boy? Because I'll help you find it. Oh dear. Yeah. Get me some of that fire blast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Shit. Got me real damn stuck. And if I die again, that's okay. I get another E-tank out of it. I really need to pump up my jams before I go charging into a level. Well, he's nice enough to stop at the ladder. I appreciate him for that. Alright. Blast. It's a fuck blast. For all y'all mature looking streamers out there. And all of y'all looking for mature Let's Players, it's a real fuck blast. Oh no. Don't tell me. Oh, whoa. Hey, now. It pushed me. I mean, I couldn't have gone anywhere, but still. Oh, that is the wrong thing. It actually just straight up pushed me right off the thing there. What? Hold on. Am I... I'm clearly not understanding the purpose of those guys very much had a thing on their head, like a platform. Looks like you could sort of use it. Is it more or less like just a mortarboard? Like they're scholarly? Yeah, I don't get it. They blow their glasses right off. That's kind of funny. All right, let's step into the lion's den. What kind of monsters await us? Okay. Maybe this, because it hits in so many levels, or maybe just Jesus. Fuck. I'm gonna time that a bit better. Oh shit. Wait for... Oh. Oh. Okay, at least it lets me start there. Jesus Christ. Okay. We can do much better. Much better. And I would really like the chance to try a few things, but I think that's probably the best we're gonna get. This is our last life. We have no E-tanks. Let's just go in for the kill. Oh, shit. Too many hits, too many hits, too many hits on the dance floor, too many hits. Oh, hello. I like that. Okay. So, if you can find a way to destroy those bubbles... Oh! The bubbles actually give you power-ups. The bastards. Alright. Oh dear. I find I end up using my E-tanks when I definitely don't need to. And it's more out of like a desperation, like, oh, I don't want to have to do this again. And then I waste them, and then I definitely have to do it again. Or I come to a part where I really, really wish that I hadn't wasted it. Let's see how we get over there. Two, three, wait, 4, 5. Better be sweet. I mean, blowing these guys away and watching their glasses get hit, it's kind of funny. E-tank. Yep. It was a good thing. Chill. Chill, 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 chill. Don't. Personal space. Come on, we talked about this. Fuck. There we go. Oh dear. Don't. All right. I guess we've got a couple. You know what? Maybe this one. The Fire Blast. It's because it comes up and keeps hitting, kind of creates a barrier. Nope. Not even close, and it arcs. Alright, start with Yamato Spear. Yep. Brute force, no skill, no skill. So, I don't even think that there's like really a time in between, like there's not like an invincibility period, so you can probably just rapid fire that shit at him. Okay. Whoa! Didn't want that. Oh. Messing with my directions, eh? I hate that guy. Ugh. So there's only been 2 so far. I can imagine there's gonna be some awful ones. Yeah, they keep... That is terrible. They're giving you all kinds of power-ups and you can't actually get to them. Jeez. So, that motherfucking fan. Not a fan. Whoa. There we are. Jit. I mean, I guess not having to fill it up. Oh, boss rush? Are you kidding? Okay. Let's do it without using any E-tanks. Shall we? Yamato Man. Yamato is allergic to tomahawks. That wasn't great. So haven't really figured out a good way to kill him, so let's take him on first. Oh. God. Yeah, just die. Brute force, no skill. Not super stoked about how much level there is before the boss rush part here. Plant. Plant is allergic to folding. Right? Can we get him? There we go. Oh, you dick. Made me waste all my snow. I mean, last life. Let's just go figure out who else is around here, because I don't have enough. Nightman. Hey. Oh. I was kind of hoping that you could, like, get a shot. Oh, yeah, you can. If he land, okay, there you go. Oh, you cheap bastard. Whoop. Oh no. I know. The corn. Paul Newman will have my legs broke. Alright. Staying alive. Should just call it barely alive. And he disappeared. Oh, cheap bastard. Where to next? Wind Man. Okay. I'll put the centaur stop on you. Oh, what? I wasted one of them. Okay. So, we can carve out a pretty good swath of destruction. I just gotta be more careful about... Oh, God. Ugh. Get out of my face. Ugh. Like, this is just a tad of an insult. If you were to, like, come through, and you're like, oh, man, okay, we got stuff to do. I gotta fill up all my stuff. Can I use the word stuff more? Yes, I can. Oh. It's a bit horse shittish, don't you think? Oh, come on now. I am less and less a fan of that fan. Horse shittish, I believe, is the most appropriate term that I have come up with for something quite like that. It just really captures it, you know? It's... Oh! Like, you can't tell which fucking direction you're going. We got this. Oh, yeah. Having a time. We're ready to go. Hey, you know who would like this? Rocket Dog. I just remembered Rocket Dog would just really like this. Get away from me. Whoop. Oh, I got your number. Hey, gun turret. Baby, I got your number. Alright, so this first guy sucked. I believe it was Tomahawk to kill him. Yes, Yamato. Ooh. Okay. So now he's dead. Important. Let's... You know what? Let's just go for this guy. Plant. I did a horrible, horrible job. Oh. Whoa. I don't like how he's like on me. And I jumped. Controller strikes again. So that was a waste. I don't like how much I wasn't able to really dodge him there. That's kind of... I'm starting to think he doesn't want me to beat him. That's like kind of horse shit. That is tough. I don't recommend that to anybody. Wow. Okay. Don't like that guy. You really need to be quick on that slide and then jump and manage to get that off. Fuck that. Okay. Next guy was Nightman. Was there an attack that I haven't used on anybody? Yamato Spear. Let's try it. Because every guy has a weakness here. Spear can beat shield, maybe. Yup. Hi. Bye. Alright. Off to a grand old start. So this next guy... Centaur. Remembering is hard, especially when your brain is bad. Ugh. Cheap. Just gotta stand there, take your Centaurian abuse. I mean, realistically, as long as you're more or less in the center and you don't get caught off guard by him, you can kind of avoid those blasts, I think, right? Yeah. Okay, so next guy is Wind. Use Centaur Flash. Don't waste one of them. Really hard. You gotta wait until he's done invincibility flashing and you got them all. Okay, I don't know who the next three are. One of them... Tomahawk was allergic to plant. Fire was allergic to wind. And ice was allergic to fire. So, who are we gonna get? I'll just keep plant ready. Oh, good guess, good guess. Oh, he's just personal space much. Yes. Let's keep this rolling. And if I'm not mistaken, the fire guy was kind of easy. Actually, no. This shit was all over the place, but you could kill him really quick. Oh, okay, okay. No problem. This honestly might be the easiest boss rush in the series so far compared to all the other ones. Yeah. And again, I'm no expert. I'm more of a sexpert, and I like burritos, so I'm kind of a mexpert. All right, fire beats. Wait, plant. No, ice. Fire should beat plant when you think about it. Oh, get out of my face, you stupid robot. Ugh. Just really annoying. That is obnoxiosity at its finest. Robo-obnoxiosity. And then it's just, there's no extra boss. We just go to the fake Wily level, because we all know that it's going to make us think we're going to fight Wily. We fight some crazy machine. Tricks us out. Alright, what are we dealing with? Huh. Okay. This is overly generous. I sit here. Disclaimer. I am farming with auto fire. I do not use it during the play. It's not like I'm doing speed runs or anything magical, but I do feel it prudent to just kind of make that distinction that way. Oh, what's that? Oh, you're not gonna drop anything? Yeah, no, that's fine. That's totally fine. You're gonna waste my fucking time and take my energy. You can't hit them on the way down? That's kind of dumb. Oh! Yeah, E-tanks galore! Holy shit! So let's see what we got. Whoa. Wow. Okay. Okay. Da-da-da. Gonna take a quick BRB. I'm back. Alright. The cat scared the fuck out of me. I totally thought he was outside. and there's this like weird kind of shelf thing. It's just like 4 poles and then squares, 4 squares going up in the middle. It's like a little shelving unit. And the cat was sleeping in it with a bunch of towels. He's got a little space kind of cuddled out. But like, I don't see him there and I don't expect him to be there. So every once in a while I'm like, where's the cat? Oh my god, I can't find the cat. But yeah, I mean, that's cat ownership in a nutshell. You think you've lost the cat, and he's somewhere really ridiculous and stupid where you would never think to look, and he will scare the fuck out of you when you least expect him to. Oh no. My pop filter, the mesh, the very thin nylon mesh has ripped. 6. I mean, yeah, let's try some shit. Let's see what we can get away with. Yamato Spear. I mean, we've got the lives. Is it just the whole thing in general? Oh dear, I thought it was a specific... Okay. That's still just 1. Still just 1. Oh. Whoa. Whoa there, pal. Oh dear. Fire, no dice, plant. Plant seems like a smart one on this one. So that was alright. Oh, night hits for 2. What's his new idea? Let's go for beat. Haven't used him yet. So, beat isn't doing anything. It's just kind of hanging out. Oh shit. So that's too bad. There's gotta be another level to this. Oh, tomahawk. Hello. Now we use beat. How does beat work? Exactly. Okay, now I'm confused. Okay, night works. That's good. Make extra sure I don't accidentally murder myself. Shit. Stop trying to get double hits, Dan. Don't get greedy. Oh, farts. Oh, got one. Whoop. So a triple Dr. Wily. What? That was it? Oh, wow. Is that even him? Nope. It is that. What? Dr. Wily behind Notorious Dr. Wily and brought him to Jesus. Sentenced to prison for his crimes. Dr. Wily now rules over a prison cell. At long last, the world is at peace. Wow. So that might be the easiest one. Way easier than the castle levels in number 5. Proto Man's castle and all that shit. That was... The boss rush was considerably easier. Again, like, I didn't perfect anything. Wasn't anything crazy, but like overall playtime, I've been live for... It's not telling me. Streamlabs is not always quick on the take. Oh, no, don't do that. Usually there's a timer on here. It's weird. Whatever. Well, yeah, I started just after 8:30. It's 12:09. And I put in like an hour and 10 minutes, hour and 15 minutes before on Friday, so that might even be like the least amount of time on a Mega Man game also. Well, we did it. The first 6, the original 6 Mega Mans. And I would say 6 really was the weakest. I think 4 is my like black sheep favorite. 2's most classic. 3's probably my favorite for like nostalgic purposes. Kind of how like Abbey Road is the best Beatles album, but Revolver is my favorite. Although sometimes it's the White Album. You know, like you can have a favorite that isn't the best. You can distinguish the two. In fact, you maybe should distinguish the two. There's your favorite and there's the best. I feel like that's kind of, if you can kind of separate yourself from what is the best. You know what I mean? Take you a bit more out of the equation and look at it at the thing you're judging as a whole. Overall, like, Abbey Road is just, it's untouchable. But the overall best Beatles album, in my opinion, changes based on how I'm feeling. And I mean, same with Mega Man. 4 was a bitch. Like, it was so stupidly hard for me. 5 I had a lot of problems with as well, but that was more because I tried to do it all in one go. But they really... Oh, to be continued. Ooh. spooky. Ghost Man. We didn't unlock anything cool because this is officially where I the furthest I've got. I think I started playing a little bit of Mega Man 7 and maybe Mega Man 8 a little bit. I've just kind of tried them out just cause, and I think I just kind of lost interest because I had beaten 6 and was like, eh, and then played a bit of 7 and was like, this is weird. Everything's big, and it is very different. Let's turn that volume down. We'll get Roger up to say hello, good evening, and thank you for watching another playthrough video. These are all up on the channel, so subscribe. You want more full playthroughs? You got them. Playlists? There's tons. Will there be more in the future? Heck yes. In fact, it is the future. You're watching from the future. Skull explosions. Anyways, appreciate everybody who hangs, everybody who lurks, everybody who watches from the future. You get a loving nuzzle from Bents, and you get a muscly headlock from Roger the Ripped Kangaroo. From myself here at the Lazy Shell, thank you very much. Follow us on Twitter, sub to the YouTube, and since this is the future, sub to the other YouTube channels, of which I don't know how many there are yet, but they're all related and somehow in that I make them. That's the goal. Alright, we'll see you tomorrow with God, do I want to keep going? I'll finish off the anniversary collection. I'll beat Mega Man 7 and Mega Man 8. We'll get this shit done.